Hello, welcome this evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are at. This is Dr. Brenda Roach, but you can just call me Brenda because it's just much easier. And I am coming live to you, and we are covering day 6 of a 21-day series on how to set goals so you will achieve them. Oftentimes we set goals that are just not very measurable and or very specific, and so at the end of the time we just don't know if we've been able to really achieve them or not. And so up until this point we've talked about several different things in regards to setting our goals, and really looking at establishing your vision and a blueprint, and as far as where you would like to go. And now it's time to really start setting some goals, and so we're going to start there this evening. And if this is the first time you're joining me, again, my name is Dr. Brenda Roach, but you can call me Brenda just because it's much easier. And I'm a neuropsychologist by trade during day hours. And in the evening hours, I help people establish their health and wellness goals, as well as I run a health and wellness home-based business. And I also help people get their businesses online. And so this is a series really looking at how do we establish our goals so that we really can achieve them. If you find this helpful, please give me some emojis, give me some thumbs up. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. If you're catching this on a replay, please put hashtag replay down below and let me know where you're from as well. The last thing is feel free to share this with other people if you find that this can be helpful, and I hope you join me for all 21 days. If you haven't caught the first 5 days so far, you can go to my blog, and that's Brenda Roche, ROCHE.com. They are all posted there along with the narrative and the questions that I've asked you to work through on each of those sessions. And within a couple hours after I finish each of the sessions, including tonight, it will be uploaded onto my blog again, brendaroche.com, and that's ROCHE.com. And you go under training topics and then go under setting goals, and you will find it all there. I hope you continue to find this helpful. So tonight we're going to talk about SMART goal setting and really establishing some 3-month goals. So it's important to have goals that are just long enough to make it meaningful, a meaningful process, and short enough so that you can create kind of urgency and focus. And that's really important. Goals should be quantifiable and measurable so we really know what it is we're doing and how we can measure if we've actually accomplished it or not. It's not enough to say, I'll exercise more or I'll cut back on sugar. We can't really, measure that. We don't know if we've really achieved that or not. So well-written goals could be something like, I will walk 30 minutes per day, 5 days a week, in the morning before a week. That is very specific, it's very measurable, and so we can know whether we've accomplished that or not. Or another one would be, I will limit beverages to water or unsweetened coffee or tea and limit dessert to once per week. Again, that we can measure. So the other thing is we can combine both outcome and behavior goals. For example, an outcome goal is to lose 3 inches off your waist or to lower your blood pressure to 120/80. Examples of behavioral goals are to exercise 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or eat at least 8 to 10 servings of fruit or vegetables per day. Those are things, again, behavioral goals that we can measure. So you can look at outcome, you can look at behavior, or you can combine those as well when you're looking at these. So when we look at attaining your goals, it can be influenced in 2 ways. So focusing on the great things you'll experience if you complete your goal. So what is that? It's happiness, personal accomplishment, pride, or lamenting over negative things that might happen if you don't. So loneliness, a heart attack, or death of a loved one. So again, when we look at these, we can really look at how do we influence, how do we look at if we're going to accomplish our goals. So I hope you have a paper and pencil. And again, this is Dr. Brenda Roach. You can just call me Brenda because it's just much easier. And we're going to be talking about SMART goals. So I hope you have your pen and pencil handy so that you can write these down. But if not, you can go to my blog site, and that's Brenda Roche, ROCHE.com, and go under training topics. Go to goal setting, and you'll find this there along with the narrative with these questions written out so you can kind of follow along there as well. And it will be uploaded within a couple hours after we complete this session, this live tonight. So again, thank you for joining me. If you're here, let me know you're here. Give me some thumbs up, give me some emojis. Share this with people that you think it could be helpful with as well. So we're really talking about the fast track and how do you fast track your health with SMART goal setting. So the first thing is you want to write this down. What is my health and wellness goals? And we talked about that back in session 1. So you should have that kind of already written out. So we're going to talk about 5 steps that we're going to go through and how to set SMART goals. So the first one, step 1, is to make your goal detailed and specific. So that's the S under SMART. So to try to answer who, what, where, how, and when. So again, making your goal detailed and specific. Try to answer who, what, where, how, and when. And so you want to think about, how will I reach this goal? Okay, list 3 action steps and be specific. So how will I reach the goal? Listing 3 action steps and be as specific as you can. That way you'll get the S in the SMART goals. Step number 2 is M for measurable. So we need to tracking a meaningful goal helps you monitor and acknowledge your progress, because then you can also, reward yourself when you know that you've accomplished certain tasks or certain steps along the way of reaching your ultimate goal. So we want them measurable. So I will measure or track my goal by using the following methods. So this is the next thing you need to write down. How are you going to measure or track your goal? What methods are you going to use? For example, you could do minutes of exercise logged or amount of weight loss. That would give you a way of measuring whatever that goal would be. So think about your goal and think about how can you measure it. Step number 3 is making sure your goal is attainable. So attainable is the A in SMART goal. So find a sweet spot, a goal that is both challenging but yet realistic. Something within reach that will take you out of your comfort zone. And if you remember back to many of my other lives that I've talked about, our brain is developed to protect us from fear and feeling uncomfortable. And so when we're outside of our comfort zone, our brain is going to tell us, oh, don't do it, don't do it. And so we have to then really look at having these measurable, having them attainable, so that we can really fight back at our brain when it tells us to not do it. So when it says, oh, I really don't want to, it's, that's uncomfortable going to the gym, I think I'll just stay here and sit on the couch at home. So again, we'll want to look at those and really look at how to develop attainable goals and make sure they're attainable. So some things that you can do with this is the first thing you want to look at when you talk about how to make a goal attainable is thinking about what resources do I need to achieve this goal. So thinking about that and writing that down. So again, what resources do I need to achieve the goal? The second one is, how will I make time for this goal? So what resources do I need? And how will I make time to attain the goal? That way you can make this goal really attainable. The other thing you need to add is, what do I need to learn before I move forward? So are there things that you might need to figure out? So maybe your goal is to work out at the gym, 3 days a week for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And so maybe you need to look at what gym that you're going to go to. Maybe you need to look at what are the hours that they have available. Maybe you need to look at what the cost is. So what do you need to learn before you can really move forward with the goal that you're setting up? And then who can I talk to for support? And tomorrow evening, we're going to talk about building a support system, but you can start the process tonight by thinking about who can you use as support. This is, again, the A under SMART goal for attainable, because it will help us attain our goal more if we can figure out who we can use to support us in that goal. So again, if this is making sense, give me some thumbs up, give me some loves. Let me know that this is making sense. If you're catching this on replay, please do hashtag replay. Let me know where you're from and share this with other people that you think it could be helpful with as well. Step number 4 is making it relevant. So R is for relevant in the SMART goal. So a goal typically addresses something that's required immediately, or that's necessary and hopefully a priority in your life. Otherwise, it's going to be probably hard to really attain it or set out. So you really want something that, is necessary and a priority, and you need to make it a priority. So we need to set goals that are appropriate to you and your specific situation, not to anyone else's situation, but to your situation. So this is the steps to make your goal relevant. You need to create a list of reasons why you want to reach your goal. So we need to have those pros and the cons about not reaching your goal. So creating a list about why you want to reach your goal, whether that's because you want more, better health, that you want to have more energy to spend with your children, grandchildren, or your spouse or partner, whether it's you want to live longer, whether, whatever that is that you are looking for, what is the reasons you want to achieve that goal? And then step number 5 is being time bound. And so the T in SMART stands for making your goal time bound. So on this one, we establish what you want to do is establish how much time you need to achieve your goal and set periodic benchmarks. And that's really important because you want to be able to reward yourself and feel that benefit along the way. So you can set some, small little benchmarks along the way so that you can, reward and, get benefit from it at that point. Be realistic. So really think about it and be realistic, with your date to maintain performance and create a sense of urgency by making a short deadline. So you don't want to make it too far out, or you don't want to make it too short where it's unrealistic as well. So it needs to be time bound, but it needs to be realistic in a time frame that you can achieve it in. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in a week, all right? But what can you do in a week? So these are the steps that you want to write down and that you want to follow. I will reach my goal by, and then what date? So I will reach my goal by what date? My halfway measurement will be, so what will that be? What will that look like? If you're going to lose 40 pounds, my halfway goal is 20 pounds, and that will be by what date? Additional dates and milestones that I'll aim for. So this is, whatever else you can break it down into. Maybe you break it down into 5 pounds, increments, or whatever that is. Or if you are going to be running a marathon, you might start out, if you haven't ran anything, you start out by running a mile and then running 2 miles, and just break it out into reasonable steps that are time bound, and then talking about when you will achieve those steps along the way to your ultimate goal. So to attain the desired outcome, it's really critical to create a routine, okay? A routine that allows you to review your goals on a weekly basis. And sometimes it might be daily as well, depending on what your goal is. By regularly evaluating that progress, you can more easily address the roadblocks and make small amendments or, changes as necessary along the way. So we need to adjust sometimes depending on life and the situation, instead of just stopping and giving up. So it's more important to do problem solving and make some adjustments along the way. And so having those incremental ways of, measuring that progress is great. So what you want to do on this one is you need to write down when you will review your goals on a routine basis. What day of the week and what time of the day. So again, make it really specific so that you're going to do it and it's achievable. The last thing is reviewing your progress. So again, establish a time each week to create an action plan and review your progress regularly. This helps you really organize and assess your goals. It ensures they remain relevant and meaningful to you. It is also critical that you acknowledge the progress, no matter how small or challenging it is at that point. Some weeks might be more challenging than others. So set aside self-blame, no judgment, don't judge yourself. If there's a week that you don't meet your goals, ask yourself what you learned. Remember, we talked about reflecting a few sessions or lives ago where we reflect back on what worked, what didn't work. So what did we learn from the situation if we weren't able to meet our goal this week, so we can adjust, so we can continue to move forward and have a better chance of reaching that goal next week? And what will help you be more successful next time? And so also on my blog, which is Brenda Roche, ROCHE.com, you will find weekly action plan kind of table that you can use to really help you create your own kind of way of monitoring and measuring where you're at on your goals on a regular basis. So again, I would encourage you to go to BrendaRoche, ROCHE.com. Onto my blog, go on to training, and then go to setting goals, and all of this will be there in a couple hours after I get this this one uploaded. All the first 5 days are there. And tomorrow evening, which would be day 7, and that will be on Tuesday, July 17th, 2018, at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be coming back and we'll be doing another live. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about building a support network. So how do you build a network of social support, which is going to be really important as we continue to work towards establishing our goals. So again, if you found this helpful, give me some loves, give me some heads up. Let me know what you found helpful. Let me know one thing that you're going to do to measure your goal. What's your measurement? How are you going to measure it, and how often are you going to measure it? If you could put that down below in the comment section, I would appreciate that. If you find this helpful and you think it could be helpful for other people, feel free to share it. And I will see you tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and we will move on to how to build a social network. So again, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to continuing this 21-day series. Have a great evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you're at. Thank you.